Well, that was quite the day one of Breeders' Cup. It's one of those things, I guess if you had bet on anything other than the one, you would have been happy, but let's move on. That's what you have to do. That's what I've found. I mean, there's always going to be human error involved in gambling, whether you're playing sports, you get the wrong call, you get a no call, you get whatever. Um, it just is part of the game. So we clear the space, we start anew. If you lost money because of the decision yesterday, my thoughts are with you. If you won money because of the decision yesterday, all good. So we move along, and I'm going to take a look at just the last 6 races of the Breeders' Cup. I'll just leave like Gamine and those alone, although I think she's susceptible today. But we'll start. I find the pick 6 kind of more interesting. Race number 7. This is the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Turf, going 1 mile and 3/8. I really think the race goes through. You can see my selections here through the 6. I've also got the that's Love. Yeah, it's cool how that pops up. Love for Aidan O'Brien and Ryan Moore. I'll add in the 4 Rougier. Let's take a look here. We'll just get down there. So Rougier is a filly, 3-year-old filly. She's so lightly raced, just in terms of, actually, it's not that she's lightly raced. There's just something about her. It seems to me, going through her record and seeing what she's done, that she's just really learning what she's doing. Look at talk about tough beats. She could actually be 4 wins in a row now, yet she only has 1 from those last 4. She could literally be a millionaire already. But some really tough photo beats. Is that the kind of filly she is? Does she kind of hang? I don't know. It just seems like she should have maybe won at least 1 more of those. I do like her though. I think she's a good include in this field. The 6 Love to me is the one to beat. I like her on top. I'll play her on top. She just seems to be the right running style, just the right everything for a victory today. I wouldn't be surprised if she won by a lot. She just seems that nice. Warlike Goddess of the American horses, I like Warlike Goddess a little bit. To me, she's just, coming into this race. Obviously, she's almost undefeated. She only lost the 1 time. She knows how to win, and that's important in a horse. Some horses just won't pass that last horse. We all know. We've all bet on them. It's very frustrating. But Warlike Goddess is definitely not like that. She's got a killer instinct. So as long as Julien Leparoux can get her in the clear down the stretch, she will be moving late. So yeah, to me, she's a horse that's quite interesting. And then the 12 horse Odaria, I don't mind her. She couldn't beat Rougier here, and she didn't beat Love here, and she faces them both again today. But I'd be willing to put her somewhere in the ticket. She's, she's coming off the win here last year, so defending champion, and that counts for something. She's already shipped and done it, whereas some of these others haven't. So for that reason and that reason alone, I think she's coming into this race in the kind of form she needs to be. It's a very similar pattern to what they did with her last year, getting her ready, similar races, and similar results too. So hey, that was good enough for her to win last year. So she definitely will find a spot on the ticket. You can see there 6, and the 4, 7, 12 is kind of my underneath horses. In race number 8, the Breeders' Cup Sprint, 6 furlongs. It's Jackie's Warrior, right? I mean, I would be surprised if he loses this race. If I'm going anywhere else, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. He's got controlling speed. He's got excellent turn speed. He's got Joel Rosario, who is just absolutely in the zone right now. Like, it's insane watching him ride, how he gets his horses in good position. The only one I think might have a chance is a horse that a lot of people will overlook. It's a 6 Firenze Fire. I think this is his last start. Supposed to go stand stud. This race, he broke through the gate, and I listen to analysts sometimes. They say, well, he didn't go very far. It doesn't matter. It puts a horse out of his rhythm. They break through the gate. They feel like they've done something wrong. The jockeys had to snatch them up, so they're on their mouths. It's just a lot for a horse to deal with mentally. He still came out and he ran respectably well. He is as game as they come. We saw what he did in the Forgo. This is a horse that wants to win. It's carried him to 14 wins and earnings of a lot, 2.7 million. So he's tough. Firenze Fire versus Jackie's Warrior. I'm actually quite looking forward to that little battle there. Jackie's Warrior may just win by many. He's just otherworldly right now. On to race number 9, the 1 mile turf. Good race. This is kind of a fascinating handicapping race. I like the 3-horse Space Blues as the one to kind of focus on. I think he'll go off at a fairly, favorite-ish kind of price. Space Blues is, I mean, he's tough. He gets himself into the race. He knows how to win. He's never traveled this specific distance. And I'm not sure about the firm turf for him, but I think he's just that good that he'll be able to overcome just about anything. So the Space Blues to sit just off of it. He gets himself far back. That's my only concern with him, is that he might kind of be languishing a little bit too far back at Del Mar. That's not usually a good thing. The fillies in here are impressive. The 9-horse Mother Earth, just a 3-year-old filly. This is a big ask of her to come over here and run against the boys like this, but she's all right. She's actually pretty cool. For a 3-year-old filly from Europe to already have earnings over $1 million, that's pretty impressive. And she had trouble in her last race. You can watch that. I thought it affected her enough. It says without threatening. Well, I mean, she had enough going on early in that race that I think it affected her. Her win here in the pre-Rothschild was solid. She beat a really nice field on that day. So I like Mother Earth a little bit. And I also like Pearls Galore. Pearls Galore couldn't beat Space Blues here. She did beat Mother Earth here. Real Appeal is another familiar horse that is in this field today. But this distance is, I think, perfect for her. I think she'll like Del Mar. Or I just have this inclination that she's going to be okay on the firmer turf. And Lee's ridden her very well. He's gotten several top 3 finishes with her. So those are the 3 that I'm focusing on here in race number 9. Race number 10, the Distaff. The 2-horse Royal Flag, if anyone's going to beat Latruska, I think that she has probably the best opportunity. Joelle Rosario gets her in a position where she runs well. She couldn't beat her here. Her and Horologist have had their battles along the way, but I love the way Royal Flag ran last time, and she really looked the part. She's been lightly raced and spotted, and I think they've been pointing for this race all year, but is it going to matter? I just, Latruska. What more do you want to say? I mean, she's won 17 races. She's 6 for 7 this year. Her lone win was a head defeat against She Dares the Devil. Brad Cox speaking some trash about She Dares the Devil, that she should get the Eclipse Award if she beats her today. Maybe she becomes a consideration, but I don't know about that. I think that Latruska's done enough in everyone's minds to be kind of a lock for end of year awards. Race number 11, the Breeders' Cup Turf, 1.5 miles. 2 horses that I like just about equally, the 7 and 13, and we'll throw the 8 in as kind of an underneath horse. There's some scratches in there, so that's okay. The 7-horse Walton Street, very nice effort in the Canadian International. He trounced what wasn't, the strongest field in the world, but he trounced them. He did what he was supposed to do coming over here, and I thought that he's been kind of regulated in his races. They have not over raced. He's 7 years old. Put it that way, and he's run 19 times, but he's accomplished enough. This race should put him over the $1 million. I see him as being the top one. The 8-horse Broom is kind of intriguing to me. Broom couldn't beat the mare Tarnawa. Got to face her again today, but he's solid, and certainly Frankie Dettori's he rode him here. He also rode Walton Street here, and now you get Doyle coming over. Was that a choice, a trainer decision? I don't know. Anyways, the fact that Dettori is on Broom made me want to include him as kind of an underneath horse. And obviously the mare, the 13 Tarnawa, she came over. She did it last year, so really no reason to think that she's not going to be competitive again. Again, very similar. You watch for these trainers' patterns, like I talked about in just a race or two ago. They've done exactly the same thing with her, the same kind of races, the similar schedule, everything getting her ready for here. The only difference is she was winning last year. This year she's been finishing second, but a big difference is they were running her against the girls last year. This year they've been putting her against the boys, and she's still been representing herself really well. So Tarnawa, huge shot there in race 11. We'll wrap it up with the classic. I got the 4 and the 5. It's Brad Cox. Hot Rod Charlie obviously developing nicely. I think I don't like this race here from Parks. I think he peaked here. I think this is a peak effort, and it's likely to be followed by a regression. That's what happens. He's never run outside of his age group of 3-year-olds. Essential Quality, same story. He's never run against older horses. Do you hold that against them? No. Why would you if you didn't have to? But you have to today. I do like Essential Quality, though, because of his running style. There's so much speed in here. Knicks Go controls the pace. Anyone who runs at him is going to... Well, they're really going to have to come up with their A plus game, because Knicks Go is just that kind of horse. But I think Essential Quality will be sitting kind of in the garden seat. So to me, Brad Cox has this race covered both ends. There wasn't really anything else that I liked. I'm against Medina Spirit today. I don't know. I mean, obviously his running style is to go to the front, and it's not likely to happen today. I don't think he's ever won coming off of the pace. He was battling here, didn't win here, front, didn't win sitting off, didn't win sitting off, front, 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 front. So, you know, he looks a little one-dimensional. Max Player, I wish they had been able to get him a little bit more of a schedule this year, but obviously he's been held out of racing for whatever reason. So, yeah, so that's basically about it. We'll go back. Race number 7, I've got 6 with the 4, 7, 12. In race 8, the 2 and the 6. That's probably a key there with Jackie's Warrior. Race number 9, 3 with the 9 and 12. Race 10, we'll go with 6 with the 2. Again, Latruska probably could be a single. Race number 11, the 7 and the 13 with a look at the 8, and then the classic Brad Cox all day long. That's it. That wraps up Breeders' Cup. Hopefully a day with no events that are uneventful today, and hopefully you are able to cash some tickets. So best of luck. Pay close attention to the Euros, because I think they've sent over some really nice ones for this year, and I do think that they will win at least 2 races today. Maybe 3. Best of luck, and we'll check in with you next week.